The Planning and Zoning Commission for January 30th, 2012 is now in session. May I have the roll call, please?
Connie Yoshimura,
Here.
Bruce Phelps, Stacy Dean,
Here.
Terry Parks, Dana Pruse,
Here.
Richard Wilson,
Here.
Ray Hickle,
Here.
Peter Mulcahy.
All right, we have a quorum. Are there any minutes? I don't believe there are. The December 5th minutes. Do we have a motion for approval? Ms. Dean. And do we have a second? Commissioner Wilson. Is there any objection to the draft minutes of December 5th, 2011? Seeing and hearing none, that is approved. We have a little bit of a change for on the consent agenda. I'd like to move the consent agenda up to item number C, and I would entertain a motion for approval for items under 1, C, D, and E, and a motion for postponement for items A and B, because we do not have a quorum for those two items. May I have a motion? Motion by Commissioner Wilson and a second by Stacy Dean. And if it's all right with those two commissioners, that will be a motion for approval of D, C, D, and E, and then we will, according to the Secretary, need a second motion to postpone items D, 1A, and B. Is that okay? Are there any objections to those two items? Seeing and hearing none, both of those motions are approved. Thank you. All right, now may we have a special order of business under disclosures. May I have Commissioner Wilson, would you please do the disclosures?
Yes. Commissioner Dean, do you have anything to disclose?
No.
Commissioner Hickle?
No.
Commissioner Pruse?
No.
Commissioner Yoshimura?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I do. As it relates to case 2011-126, the Municipality of Anchorage plans and plan amendments for AMATs, I wish to disclose that I am a residential land developer with substantial holdings of raw land in Anchorage, Eagle River, and in Palmer, Alaska, and that some of the requested improvements would have a negative or a positive impact on property that I own, and therefore I would ask the Commission to be recused from this case.
Is there any objection? Oh, we need a motion for...
Yes, you need a motion.
A motion to direct her not to participate. Oh, the positive motion to participate, which then we vote on. Do I hear a motion? Okay. Ray Hickle's moved and seconded by Stacy Dean. Any discussion?
I just want to be clear, by voting against this, that means that she is recusing herself. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Voice vote on that? Is there any objection? No. All right. So, discussion. Sorry. No discussion. Could we have a voice vote, please?
I'm sorry, I'll start the voting with the machines. We need to do it that way.
Okay. Are you ready for the motion? Okay.
There's someone missing.
Dana?
Okay. Okay. So I am recused from this case, and you now then need to, since the chair is recused and the vice chair is absent, you need to appoint a temporary chair to deal with this situation. Dana?
I'd like to move that Rich Whistling acts as temporary chair for this particular item in front of the commission at this time.
It's been moved and seconded by Stacy Dean. Is there any objection? Seeing and hearing none, the chair relinquishes her gavel to Commissioner Wilson.
And you need to log back in over here.
Oh, I'm logged in over there. I have to log out over there.
You can run a button now, Rich. This is your time to run them up.
I think it's happening.
I think we have to have, steak sandwiches, or lunches, or dinner.
Not buying you nothing.
It's your time to tell the staff that you really want.
Are we all set? Okay, let's move on to unfinished business. Moving up to, okay. This is item E1, case 2011-126, regarding the 2035 Metropolitan Transportation Plan public hearing draft version. I might note that we have only 4 commissioners voting on this matter, and it takes 5 to pass it out. So do I hear a motion to postpone? Postpone has been moved by Dana Pruz, and do I have a second? And Ray Hickel is seconded. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I'd like to just mention that the chair is exactly right. There's only 4 voting commissioners at this time. I don't think it would be in the public interest to waste everybody's time where we cannot progress it. I would like to propose a week from tonight for whatever date that is, February 6th, to take up this case number 2011-126.
Okay, would that be acceptable to the mover and the second to add the date to the motion?
Yeah, that would be fine.
All right, is there any discussion? Okay, may we have a vote? Is there any objection? No objection. Okay, so the motion passes and it'll be postponed until February 6th. Thank you. So we can let. Now I log out. No.
No, she has
Oh.
to log in. You go down there and log back in. You need to log back in now.
Log back in? Okay.
And he wants to make his figure, so that's not you.
Oh. We're moving on to. No, yeah. All right, we've moved on to item E2, case 2010-060. The petitioner is Phoenix 4-H LLC. This case was originally postponed indefinitely on August 2nd, 2010, and the public hearing was closed. We have from staff, because of the need for several zoning variances, the case was postponed indefinitely and the public hearing closed. Those issues have since been resolved, and the department would like to request reopening the public hearing for the March 5th, 2012 meeting. Your consideration of this request is greatly appreciated. This came from Mr. Barrett, the acting zoning and plating administrator. I do remember this case. The property is on West Northern Lights Boulevard. It has to do with that shopping center that is directly across from the Alaska Club. And it did have several, there's 2 lots, it did have several issues as it related to parking. I think it would be appropriate Mr. Barrett, you're here. Do you have anything further that you would like to add to refresh the memory of the commissioners that are here, or for the new commissioners that are not familiar with this case?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, just briefly, as you mentioned, 2 lots. It needed several variances. This is a request for a parking lot in a residential zoning district, so it requires a conditional use. And because of the great length of time that has passed since this was first submitted, we feel that it's only fair to the applicant and the public that the case be reopened from the start, and the municipality will bear the burden of re-advertising that. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions from the commissioners regarding this request? Okay, I would entertain a motion then to reopen the hearing for case 2010-060, off-street parking for a conditional use. My screen is not working. We have a motion from Ray Hickel and a second by Commissioner Wilson. Is there, do you want to speak to your motion at all?
Well, I wasn't involved in this case, but I am familiar with the property, and I do know that they may need some help. So.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Is there any objection to the motion? Seeing and hearing none, that is approved. Okay. We move on now to the regular agenda items, and I don't believe that we have anything on the for public hearings or appearance requests. For reports, Commissioner Hickel, do you have something that you want to pass out to the commissioners?
I do. Do you want me to explain it here, or do you want me to just go ahead and pass it out first?
Well, why don't you go ahead and pass it out, and then make a couple of brief statements, and when it's appropriate, we can take it up at our next available meeting.
What this is a draft resolution. I am fairly new on the commission, and I would like to have a discussion with the members about when we are supposed to receive material and how much time that we are allotted to go through material, so that we have ample time to understand the subject. And my concern is that I live in this town. I'm going to be here for a long time, and I want to make the most informed decisions that I can. And I think that I'll have to live up to those decisions. So, and the other part of it is that the public should be aware that, yes, we get information, we have so much time, and I just wanted to open the discussion to the commissioners of maybe we should talk about putting some guidelines on that, and whether it's a good idea or a bad idea, that would come out in discussion, and that's the basis of this resolution, or this proposed resolution to be discussed.
Okay, thank you very much. You've obviously given a lot of thought into this situation. Do any of the other commissioners have any comments at this time? I know it's a piece of paper that's just simply been laid on the table, but are there any other comments? Commissioner Wilson.
I do agree that it's only fair for decision makers when we do make decisions here that the public depends on us to be informed, and to be adequately given adequate advance information is very important for us to do our job for the public.
Okay. Any other comments?
Is it,
Yes.
will the work session be public noticed?
I believe all of our work sessions have to be noticed publicly.
Yes.
Okay.
Anytime three or more commissioners are in the same location at the same time, there is a requirement for public notice.
Well, the reason I ask that is at where? I mean, is this going to be here, or is this going to be at wherever is available? I mean, this brings up a lot of questions on what, we're going to be consistently holding work sessions at some place, because it could get confusing not only for the public, but maybe for commissioners also.
Right, right. I think that point definitely needs some additional clarity. Any other, Commissioner Wilson?
One other point, there may be emergency situations that arise from time to time, and we want to be cognizant of that in passing something like this. So obviously, maybe we want to state directly that the Planning and Zoning Commission can elect to they not use this policy on a case-by-case basis if the need arises.
Under unusual circumstances. Commissioner Hickle.
I would be open to any of that, and the point is to bring the discussion to the table, not necessarily that I have all the ideas. But
Okay.
Anyway, that was the point of the thing.
All right. Any other comments? I would then, at this particular point in time, entertain a motion that this resolution should be passed on to the planning staff and put on the agenda for the next available opportunity. So we would need the chair would need a motion. Commissioner Wilson, and a second by Stacy Dean. Are there any objections? Seeing and hearing none, that motion to approve is passed, and will the secretary make sure that staff receives a copy of this? And copies for the absent members as well. There have been no appearance requests, and I would entertain a motion for adjournment. This meeting will adjourn and go into a work session on Title 21. Are there any other commissioner comments at this time? Okay, motion for adjournment by Stacy Dean, and may I have a second, please? Seconded by Commissioner Hickle. Is there any objection? Seeing and hearing none, this meeting is adjourned.